Welcome to the Pilot Water Allocation Tool training series. In this video, we'll be exploring the Water Use Application module. If you're new to the tool, we suggest watching the Introduction to PWAT video, which is linked in the description below. The Water Use Application module is used to evaluate a proposed diversion of water against the sustainability criteria defined by the Pilot EFN operational guidance. In this module, users can identify a location and provide information about the season of use and desired instantaneous and daily withdrawal rates. The PWAT then evaluates the streamflow characteristics for each week within the proposed season of use, the magnitude of existing approvals, and return flow thresholds and diversion rates that comply with the EFN framework. This module is publicly available, which means you don't need to log in or request access to produce reports. While this module is called the Water Use Application module, it doesn't actually apply for a new license or use approval for you. This module will produce a report, including possible diversion rates and flow thresholds. The information contained within the report will be submitted alongside an application for consideration by the water officer that is reviewing applications. To get started, you can zoom in on the map to a specific location of interest or navigate using the search bar to find a place by name or location by coordinates, either latitude or longitude or UTM coordinates. If you have previously created a report and would like to revisit that exact location, you can do so using the Watershed Feature ID, which is a unique reference number for each watershed. You will find this number on all reports produced by the PWAT and in various other places within the application. For this example, we will be using the same watershed from the Watershed Reporting Module video, 7719638, which is located on the Beaton River. Once you have found your location of interest, click Begin Water Use Application to get started. First, select the type of water right you are interested in evaluating. Our example will be for a license. Then, start filling out your information in the section below. Choose a name that is meaningful to you. In this example, we'll go with Beaton River POD, and then enter the start and end dates to be evaluated. The only difference, if you select a short-term use approval, is that you are asked for a specific day in a specific year for both the start and end date. The time span between the start and end date is limited to 24 months, as this is the longest time period that a short-term use approval may be issued for. After you have provided your season of use, enter your maximum rate of diversion, which will enter as 0.1, and hit Confirm. The daily volume associated with your application report is calculated based on your maximum rate of diversion. If you only ever intend to withdraw water for a portion of the day, you can reduce this value to represent your desired use. In this example, we only plan to pump for 12 hours a day, so we have reduced the daily volume to 4,320 cubic meters. You cannot increase this value above the pre-populated maximum value. Finally, select the streamflow gauge that you'd like to use for extrapolation. The Water Use Application module uses existing streamflow records in conjunction with hydrologic model-derived estimates for ungauged basins to determine the flow characteristics at your location of interest. This gauge selection influences the distribution of flows at your ungauged location. The PWAT recommends a gauge for use, based on an evaluation of the similarity between gauged watersheds and the watershed associated with your location of interest. In this example, even though we're on the Beaton River, which has a gauge, the PWAT is recommending the gauge on the Blueberry River. This is because the watershed for the location that we selected on the Beaton River is much more similar to the watershed associated with the gauge on the Blueberry River than with the gauge on the Beaton River near Fort St. John. If you'd like to use a different gauge, you can do so, but will be asked for justification of your selection. Once you're happy with your inputs, press Generate Report and stand by for a few seconds while your input is being analyzed. In a few moments, a report will appear on your screen. This report describes the inputs that you have provided and the results of the analysis, including both chart and table-based presentations of data. For help interpreting these presentations, look for the gray question marks, which when clicked on will provide supporting content. At the bottom of the report, you will also find notes, references, and methods. You can also refer to the PWAT user guide for information on the contents. At the bottom of the table of contents, two options exist for exporting the report from the PWAT. you can choose to download a PDF where you are then prompted to add a title and notes before selecting the sections of the report to include in the PDF. Alternatively, you can choose to download CSV files containing the data used in each section of the report. This completes the overview of the Water Use Application module. If you need more assistance, check out the User Guide and Help section, which are both found at the bottom left corner of the sidebar of the tool. These resources provide additional details on navigating the tool. If you still have questions, feel free to contact our team using the service desk, which you can access using the link in the description below. To learn about other modules, please check out the other videos in the Pilot Water Allocation Tool training series. Thanks for watching.